In a quiet town surrounded by open fields and dusty roads, mornings always began the same way. The sun rose slowly above the rooftops, casting a warm golden light over narrow streets and simple homes. Shopkeepers lifted their wooden shutters, farmers adjusted their tools and headed toward the fields, and children ran past with laughter in their voices before school began. The town moved forward step by step with purpose, everyone having something to do. Everyone except one young man named Lucas. Lucas was well known in the town, not because he was successful or admired, but because he was always sitting still. Every morning, without fail, he could be found under the large banyan tree near the market road, leaning against the trunk, arms crossed, eyes half closed, staring into the distance as if waiting for life to arrive on its own. It wasn't that Lucas was weak or sick. On the contrary, he was tall, strong and healthy, with hands capable of hard work and a body full of youth. Yet something inside him was missing. His will had faded and his motivation had quietly disappeared. The townspeople spoke about him often. Some felt pity, others felt frustration, and most simply shook their heads and walked on. Despite his laziness, Lucas had one thing in abundance: dreams. He dreamed of wealth, comfort, and a life where he would never have to worry about food, money, or effort again. In his imagination, he lived in a large house, wore fine clothes, and walked proudly through the market, while others looked at him with admiration. In those dreams, success came easily, without sweat, discipline, or sacrifice. But in real life, Lucas refused to work. He depended on the kindness of others for his meals, accepting leftover bread or small offerings without shame, always telling himself that his big opportunity simply had not arrived yet. One morning, something unusual happened in the town. A wealthy trader named Mr. Alden, known for his generosity, decided to give back to the community after a bountiful year. He announced that fresh milk would be distributed to families in need. Word spread quickly, and villagers gathered with small pots and bowls. When Lucas heard the news, his eyes lit up. He rushed to join the line and soon stood smiling, with a full pot of warm, fresh milk in his hands. Overjoyed, Lucas hurried home. His father had already left for the fields, as he did every day. Lucas boiled the milk using the firewood prepared in advance and enjoyed some of it with bread for breakfast. Satisfied, he placed the remaining pot beside his bed and lay down to rest. Rest soon turned into daydreaming. Staring at the ceiling, Lucas imagined the milk turning into cheese by morning. He pictured selling it at the market, buying a hen, raising chickens, selling them for cows, and eventually owning a successful dairy business. In his mind, wealth grew effortlessly, expanding from one fantasy to another. His imagination carried him even further. He saw himself respected, well-dressed, married into a rich family, raising a handsome son. And in a moment of irony, he imagined scolding that future son for being lazy, proud of a success he had never actually earned. As he acted out the scene, Lucas swung a stick in the air. Hand suddenly struck the pot of milk. It crashed to the floor, spilling everywhere. The dream ended instantly. Lucas froze, staring at the mess. Slowly, he cleaned the spilled milk, knowing nothing could be saved. That night he lay awake, feeling empty. The next morning he returned to the banyan tree, hoping once again that someone else's generosity would change his life. But nothing changed. Days passed, then weeks, and Lucas remained poor, idle, and disappointed. One afternoon, an elderly man named Samuel sat beside him and spoke gently. Hope, Samuel said, was good, but hope without action was only a dream. Those words stayed with Lucas. That night he thought about his father's quiet discipline, about the spilled milk, and about the painful truth that his life hadn't changed because he hadn't changed. The next morning, Lucas made a simple decision. He woke early and went to help his father in the fields. The work was hard, his muscles ached, and sweat poured down his face. But for the first time he felt something new: pride. Day by day he worked harder, complained less, and stopped waiting for miracles. His dreams didn't disappear. They simply became grounded in effort. Months passed and Lucas was no longer the young man under the tree. He wasn't rich yet, but he was disciplined, and that changed everything. Life does not reward wishes. Life responds to actions. Many of us are like Lucas. We imagine success, happiness, and change, yet delay effort and wait for the perfect moment. While we wait, life moves on. If we want success, the key is hard work. If we want growth, the key is discipline. If we want guidance, the key is faith paired with consistent action. Dreams show us the direction, but actions take us there. No matter how lazy we have been in the past, we can always choose differently starting today. If this story helped you reflect on your own life, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more meaningful stories that help you learn, grow, and improve your English. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you good health, peace, happiness, and steady progress on your journey. See you in the next story.